Welcome to Japanese Made Easy, where we use advanced techniques like pattern recognition and contextual learning so you can quickly and easily start speaking Japanese.
Hi, this is Greg. Welcome to Japanese Made Easy, episode 24. We haven't added any new wa or ga particle uses in a while, so time for a new usage of ga in combination with some wa. In episode 6, we learned to ask where things are. For example, a casual, "Where's the remote?"
リモコンどこ?
And when polite, with particles asking a store employee, "Where's the ketchup?"
ケチャップはどこですか?
And hopefully you recall the core idea that if you're asking where something is, we want to use the wa particle and doko together. Literally, ketchup regarding it, where is? With that, let's get another need-to-know question word. Just listen.
いつ?
Based on the answers, you should be able to figure this one out.
バレンタインはいつ?
A possible answer to that question, Valentine's? It's a couple weeks from now on February 14th. And another question?
ハロウィンはいつ?
And the answer, Halloween is around the end of October, the 31st, I believe. Somebody asks me, Greg, a question about my birthday party.
グレッグの誕生日パーティーはいつ?
My birthday party, it's next Saturday. And just a little reminder that instead of you or your, we can use the person's name when speaking directly to them. There are a couple of ways to say birthday in Japanese, one of which we just heard.
誕生日 誕生日
And attach the word for party, and you get
誕生日パーティー
Try saying all of that after our native speaker.
誕生日パーティー
Put it together.
誕生日パーティー
For those three examples, the new question word was when. It's easy to remember, too. Ask, when are you going to eat soup? Get it?
いつ?
Sounds like eat soup. We did that one in Japanese Mastery Method. It's too easy not to include it here. With that, try translating the same sentences.
バレンタインはいつ?
That would be Valentine's, regarding it, when. When is Valentine's Day?
ハロウィンはいつ?
In natural English, when's Halloween? If talking directly to Masaharu, how would you translate this?
マサハルの誕生日パーティーはいつ?
Literally, Masaharu's birthday party, when? Natural English, though, when is your birthday party? Anyway, your good friend Emmy's birthday is coming up. Try asking, when's your birthday, Emmy?
エミちゃんの誕生日はいつ?
That required a mental flip-flop to get the word order, I bet. So let's try again. Same thing, but add party. Ask, when is your birthday party, Emmy?
エミちゃんの誕生日パーティーはいつ?
She answers, fairly literally, next week's Saturday.
来週の土曜日
How would she say Sunday of next week?
来週の日曜日
How would she say next weekend?
来週末
And how about just next month.
来月、
So all of that aside, the real point here is, just as we say something wa doko desu ka, we have something wa itsu desu ka, something regarding it, where is, something regarding it, when is. Same wa question pattern for when and where. Something wa itsu, something wa doko. Okay, let's get into some new particle usages. First, a new word we can use.
好き、好き、
Megumi, which do you,
好き、
hot weather or cold weather? I really don't
好き、
cold weather. I
好き、
warm weather. So in English, to like something is a verb. I like it. I liked it. In Japanese, though,
好き、
is not a verb. So let's find out what's going on. Emmy's friends, James and Lars, are playing a sold-out gig at Tokyo Dome. Before the show, they all meet up to have coffee and chat. Naturally, the conversation turns to music. Emmy looks at James and asks,
ロックは好き？
rock music regarding like? James answers,
バンヘイレンが好きだよ。
he says he likes Van Halen. This dayo ending is typically used by guys. Emmy can sense that Lars is feeling left out, so she looks at him and says,
ロックは好き？
Lars answers in the affirmative.
レッド・ツェッペリンが好きだよ。
He says he likes Led Zeppelin. Listen one more time and pay careful attention to the particles used in the questions and answers.
ロックは好き？
バンヘイレンが好きだよ。
ロックは好き？
レッド・ツェッペリンが好きだよ。
Focusing on the question, we heard
ロックは好き？
rock music regarding it, like? And earlier we reviewed something regarding it, where? Something regarding it, when? And now, something regarding it, like? All these question words get the same pattern, but here's an important point. We did not say the person's name and then ask the question. Who we are talking to is understood, and so this pattern is just something, some genre, some food, some person regarding it is liked. As in, I could look right at Kenji, who is sitting right next to Mayumi, and ask Kenji without using his name.
まゆみは好き？
I'd be asking Kenji if he likes Mayumi. If he likes her, he could answer,
好き。
or
好きだよ。
or similar to the previous examples,
まゆみが好きだよ。
Of course, that wouldn't really be an appropriate question, since in this case it carries the nuance of romantic liking, not just liking as a friend. So keep that point in mind if telling somebody you like them in Japan. Let's practice just the questions for a bit. Not using the person's name, ask somebody in polite Japanese if they like sushi.
寿司は好きですか？
And very casual,
寿司好き？
we'll go all polite for all of these. Again, not using the person's name, ask if they like baseball.
野球は好きですか？
If they like natto,
納豆は好きですか？
if they like jazz,
ジャズは好きですか？
if they like pizza.
ピザは好きですか？
If they like Tom.
トムは好きですか？
Switching it up a bit, ask, where is Tom?
トムはどこですか？
Ask, when is Tom's party?
トムのパーティーはいつですか？
When is Tom's birthday party?
トムの誕生日パーティーはいつですか？
Okay, let's take a break.
And now here's your tip of the day from Japanese Made Easy.
Remember, we do these tips after we've learned new material because it's a way of not thinking about the stuff you just learned. You take a little break and then try to recall what you just learned. That's the tip I explained in the very first podcast of this series, as a way of quickly developing your long-term memory. And speaking about this series, I'm going to have to put it on hold after podcast 25. I'm going to be working on adding courses and podcasts to supplement the Japanese Mastery Method courses. I'm also thinking about doing a podcast that focuses primarily on particles, but in a conversational sense. Basically, I have a ton of ideas that I'd like to get to that require a lot of time and attention. And although this is only 25 episodes long, since you've made it this far with the variety of particles and counters you can use, and with a good foundation on how to switch between polite and casual Japanese, you've definitely shaved a lot of time off the learning process. It took me years to get down some of the basic concepts that you are now comfortable with. So what's the tip? Well, it's simple. Keep it up. If you keep practicing the way I've shown you with a focus on finding the patterns of what is being said, and practice those more so than just reading about grammar and moving on, you really can become a fluent conversational Japanese speaker. Time for a new word. Just listen.
音楽音楽
If I asked B.B. King what kind of
音楽
he likes, he'd probably say, I like blues. If I asked Slash what kind of
音楽
he likes, he'd probably say, I like rock. If I asked Charlie Parker what kind of
音楽
he likes, he'd probably say, I like jazz. Okay, your turn. Listening to it, etc. is implied in the question. Try asking somebody if they like music.
音楽は好きですか？
And what would the casual version be?
音楽好き？
All right, so back to Emmy's conversation with James and Lars. She asked,
ロックは好き？
and James answered,
バンヘイレンが好きだよ。
yeah, Van Halen, which is the name of a rock band, ga like is. Da is the casual form of is or des. We'll get into the grammar in just a minute, but again, and as always, when it comes time to having a conversation in Japanese, you don't want to be thinking about the grammar. Understand it at some point, but just practice the patterns like crazy. So let's simplify the thinking so you can keep these two particle uses straight. For the question, we'll call this pattern starting with the item and asking if it's liked with something wa suki. Right? In all of these questions, we're not starting with the person's name, as in, Steve, do you like rock? We're starting with the item, sushi, jazz, pizza.
寿司は好きですか？ジャズは好きですか？ピザは好きですか？
That's an important point for this grammar. So again, that's starting with the item and asking if it's liked with something wa suki. With that, let's look a bit closer at possible answers where we heard ga. If the question is,
ピザは好きですか?
we could give a super short, not very friendly or conversational answer, just
うん、
yeah. We could give a bit longer of an answer,
うん、好き。
yeah, like. Still not very conversational though. We could give a bit longer of an answer than that.
うん、好きだよ。
Yeah, like is. Or we can say yes and continue with a more conversational answer.
うん、ペパロニが好きだよ。
Yeah, pepperoni ga like is. Yeah, pepperoni ga is liked. In natural English, yeah, I like pepperoni. We'll get to the weird is liked grammar in a minute. First, let's do the short answers without a particle.
ジャズは好きですか?
Answer just yeah or yes.
うん、
Or
はい、
ジャズは好きですか?
answer yeah, I like it.
うん、好きだよ。
And polite?
はい、好きです。
So for these, we don't need a particle since we're just saying, yes, I like it. But that's not very conversational, and we love particles, so let's see what's going on with ga. Listen to these examples, which, if they were Japanese, would require ga. What do you notice about my answers in relation to the question? Do you like pizza? Yeah, I like pepperoni. Do you like music? Yeah, I like blues. Do you like sports? Yeah, I like baseball. Do you like science fiction movies? Yeah, I like Alien. So back to Lars and his answer to the question.
ロックは好き?
うん、レッド・ツェッペリンが好きだよ。
Do you like rock? Yeah, I like Led Zeppelin. So he answered the question with yeah or yes, and then continued on with a related statement. Led Zeppelin ga like. Do you like pizza? Yeah, pepperoni ga like. Do you like music? Yeah, jazz ga like. You try a couple with your own ideas. Do you like sports? Yeah. Something related to sports, the name of a sport or a team, for example. Ga, like. Do you like music? Yeah. Something related to music, a genre, or maybe an artist. Ga, like. Do you like sushi? Yeah. Some type of sushi. Ga, like. Okay, now we're ready for all Japanese. I'll prompt the answers to use.
スポーツは好き?
Basketball.
うん、バスケが好きだよ。
And polite?
はい、バスケが好きですよ。
And another one?
音楽は好き?
Jazz.
うん、ジャズが好き。うん、ジャズが好きです。
And one more, movies.
映画は好き?
Answer with the name of a movie you like.
うん、スター・ウォーズが好きだよ。
That's masculine sounding. Feminine sounding would be,
うん、スター・ウォーズが好きよ。
and polite?
はい、スター・ウォーズが好きです。
Okay, I'll make an exception for this usage of ga and get into actual grammar. Essentially, ga tells us who or what is the doer or beer in a sentence. The word like in English is a verb. I like this, I liked that. But in Japanese, it's a type of adjective. So in response to the question, do you like music? And the answer,
ジャズが好き。
since ga tells us who or what is the beer or doer in a sentence, ga tells us that jazz is the thing that is either doing something or being something. In this case, jazz is the thing that is being liked. In English, the person is the one doing the liking of jazz. In Japanese, since like is an adjective, it's jazz ga is liked. Ga tells us that jazz is being liked. With that, you may be saying, oh, okay, makes sense. But even though it might make sense now, in the future, after seeing a lot of wa and ga comparison examples, it will get confusing again when trying to speak. Because what's missing from text examples is nuance. In this case, ga also gives the feeling of focusing on something from a broader group, or genre, or options. Pizza being discussed, pepperoni ga is being liked. Music being discussed, blues ga is being liked from the broader category of music. This is the feeling it will give a Japanese speaker. The nuance that ga carries is why, if the question is, do you like rock? We don't want to answer with using ga with yes, I like rock. Rock is not something within the overall category of rock, and so saying, ロックが好き when asked about rock would feel a bit off to a native speaker. So now that I've said all of that, let's just get a simple pattern name and go with it. We'll call this stating that something from a broader category is liked with something ga suki. Put that in your notes or flashcards if you have them. A little more practice, then we're done. A couple days later, Emmy goes to karaoke with her good friends Nikki and Vince. Before placing their drink orders, she wants to know what they like. She looks at Vince and asks, "Cola wa like?" How would she say that?
コーラは好き?
He says yeah, and adds that Pepsi is being liked. How would he phrase that?
ペプシが好きだよ。
When she asks Nikki if he likes juice, which is a common option at karaoke, Nikki does. Try asking both the question about juice and then answering orange juice is being liked.
ジュースは好き?
オレンジジュースが好きだよ。
Orange juice is under the main category of juice. Okay, try both the question and the answer. Ask about sports, then baseball.
スポーツは好き?
野球が好きよ。
野球が好きだよ。
Ask about Starbucks, then white mocha.
スタバは好き?
ホワイトモカが好きだよ。
That's what I always order here in Japan, and notice the pronunciation starts with ho.
ホワイトモカ。ホワイトモカが好きよ。
I didn't mention the no, I don't answers, as no answers often require a fair degree of tact and cultural sensitivity so as to not come across as too strong. So if you don't like something, you can just kind of grimace slightly and say, Starbucks wa, chotto. Starbucks, nah, they're a little... And in Japanese, that's enough to give the listener the message without being too direct or strong. One final thing, do you recall the names we gave these two patterns? Starting with the item and asking if it's liked with something wa suki, and stating that something from a broader category is liked with something ga suki. This is a good pattern to know because the grammar behind this pattern and specific ga usage will come up a lot as you pursue the language. Alright, practice audio is available as always at JapaneseMadeEasy.com, and your speaking homework is to ask a real or imaginary person if they like something, and then answer the question with something related to the thing in question. 3 questions in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 at night. After doing that, you can safely, yet cautiously, move on to the next episode. See you there.
This has been another episode of Japanese Made Easy. For additional practice audios and downloads, visit JapaneseMadeEasy.com.